Thank you guys for tuning into Spiritual Beauty Ministry. So the word that God has placed upon my spirit is, and God saw that it was good. And God saw that it was good. Now, I'm going to come to you guys in the book of Genesis, which is the first book of the Bible. And it is chapter 1, okay? And it says that, and the earth was without form and void. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. Light appeared when he said, let there be light. And then it says that when God saw that it was good, he separated the light from the darkness. See, for God to, when God had to call light out of a thing. And you see, it says that the earth was dark and it was empty and it was without form. So that means that it had no identity. See, God is calling you out of what you are under because it has taken your identity. And God is saying that you have no identity because you see, when you are not walking in the word that God has put over you, you are walking in a false identity that the world has given you. When you are not walking in the word that God has put over you, you are walking under a false identity that the world has given you. Okay. And so when God calls you out of you, it's because God is saying, I have put a word in you. And I need that word to become you. And so when God calls you out, now understand, God is a God of free will. We don't have to answer. So when God said, let there be light, light came forth. When God calls you, God needs you to come forth. And when you come forth, meaning that God, you give God that yes, you give God that surrender, you give God that obedience, you begin to walk in his will and not your way. Then that's when God will begin to see, you know what, this thing is good. And when God begins to see that it's good, then God is going to begin to do some things that's great. And so God is going to begin to take you from what's good to what's great. Okay. And then you're going to begin to walk, because you are walking in his ways. You are going to begin to elevate into a greater you. Because of the you that you let go, because of the you that you was like, you know what, I'm done coexisting with what's comfortable. When you are done, when you are done with coexisting with what's comfortable, you are able to serve you are able to serve purpose in your calling fully. Okay. And so there's a purpose that God has placed over all of our lives, but not everybody answers the call. And so God is needing some of you to answer the call, because when you answer the call and he calls you out, he needs you to be able to step into you. And when you step into you, mean that you are willing to let go of what the world what the world has created you to be, and you begin to walk into God's identity. That's when you will begin to see things flowing. Okay. That's when you begin to see your next. That's when you begin to see the doors open, the blessings come, because you chose God's word over the world. You chose God over what felt good.